Hey guys, Sean Terry here, Flip2Freedom.com. All right, so here's the question. You make an offer to a seller and the seller says to you, I would never sell my house for that low. What do you do? All right, so we recently had this exact situation. I went in and actually negotiated the contract myself. Met the seller. I offered $180,000 on the deal. They came back and said, there's no way I'd sell the property for that low. I came back and said, hey, what would you sell it for? Right? They came back and they said, we want $250,000. So I said, okay, are you sure that's the net number to you, excluding all closing costs and fees and real estate commissions? I just want to make sure that's the net number to you, Mr. Seller. And they said, yes, we want $250,000 net. I said, okay, you want $250,000 net. That being said, would you, if I could get you $250,000 net, and that was a number that I could make work, which I don't know if I can, but what if we're able to get you a down payment and you're able to carry the balance of your equity for the term of, say, 3 to 5 years? You could earn a nominal interest rate on it. You can make monthly payments on it. They happen to own the property free and clear. And he's like, no, we just want all the cash up front. We don't want to do any carry. We just need the cash so we can move on. So what happens is, first thing we do is you make a low offer. I made a $180,000 offer. They came back and they wanted $250,000. So the gap is way too big. Now, if the gap is $10,000, if I offered $180,000, they said they wanted $190,000. Well, guess what? I can negotiate that gap down. I can do a split it down the middle. I can do something. I can negotiate that gap down to something, right? Now, but if the gap is too big, meaning I'm offering $180,000, they want $250,000, then you can, the alternate is go to seller financing. So, hey, listen, I can appreciate that. You want $250,000. Let me ask you a question. If I can get you $250,000, were you willing to carry for the term of 3 to 5 years, and I could get you a down payment, you can make some interest on the thing? Does that sound interesting to you? If they turn down that, what do you do? So in my case, that's what happened. I offered $180,000. They came back, said they wanted $250,000. I offered a seller financing option. They turned that down. Most people, in this particular case, now we're going to walk away from the transaction. Here's what I did. I said, listen, you know what? My offer is $180,000. If you want absolute certainty that the deal can get done, I can give you $180,000. Obviously, you don't want that. You want $250,000. So here's what we can do. What we can do is we can write the contract subject to me finding an end buyer. Now, I'm not a realtor. I can't represent you. I'm not going to earn a commission or anything like that. But what I can do is I happen to have a group of investors that I network with on a regular basis. Now, these investors are VRBO buyers. I actually have some investors that move into properties. They fix them up as an owner-occupant, turn around and sell them. I've got investors that are buy and hold investors. I get investors that can pay a lot more than I can. I've even got actually out-of-country investors that invest looking for properties in the United States. So they happen to be able to spend more money than I could on a particular deal. That being said, what we can do is we can write a contract subject to me finding an end buyer. And what I can do is I can show them your property and I can help them out because they could get a property, and I can help you out. And we could get the transaction closed and you could get, at or close to your price. Now I can tell you, I'm not 100% sure $250,000 is the number, right? Me looking at the comps, how much work it needs to the property, $250,000 is a pretty aggressive number. But what I can do is I can at least offer it to them and they can come back and give me their highest and best number. At least now you have an option of what you want to do. They can close cash. They don't have to fix up anything. You don't have to pay any real estate commissions, closing costs, or fees, and they can close fairly quickly. So if that makes sense to you, Mr. Seller, we can write up a simple contract. Give me 15 days. Let me see what I can do. Worst case scenario is nothing happens. You're exactly in the same place. Then you can find a way to turn around and sell your property. Best case scenario is I have someone that says, holy cow, I want this property. And they can turn around and buy it. You get paid. You get closed. The thing happens. They're happy. Everybody's happy. It's a win-win all the way around. So they were like, okay, well, let's see what can happen. And I really emphasized the fact that said, listen, you know what? I can't promise anything. I don't know if 250 is the number. Based on what I'm thinking, it's iffy. But listen, if that's what you want, let me see what I can do. Let me put it out there and see if I can get the highest and best number for you. So here's what I did. Wrote the contract for $250,000, subject to finding an end buyer. Subject to finding an end buyer. So now I'm not on the hook to close the transaction. So they know that I'm going to go out and try to talk to other buyers for the property, which is a great thing. Now I'm working with the seller and I can bring back offers. Now, I got offers for 180. I called them up and say, I got an offer for 180, got an offer for 75. We got offers for 192. And so every time I get offers or verbal offers coming in from buyers, I call them up or I send them a text and say, listen, I just want you to know I got an offer for 192 on the property. We're getting up there. I'm keep pushing. And I got an offer for like 198. And I got an offer for like 200. And I kept pushing it out there. And finally, I got an offer where a guy said, I'm going to take it for 230. 230, right? And this was after a couple weeks, right? So we're right pushing our 15-day time frame after a couple weeks. So I had an offer at 230. So I texted back and said, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I got an offer for you for $220,000. 220, right? So I got an offer from buyer for 230. I basically said, okay, we got an offer for 230. We can do the deal at 230. And then guess what happened? They're excited. They're like, oh, okay, I said, can they do a little bit more? I said, well, where do they need to be? I said, if they could do 223, we can get the deal done. Okay. I said, okay, done, 223. So we got the deal, wrote it up, and had them sign an addendum reducing the purchase price from 250 to 223. So 223. Turn around, we got the buyer contract for 230 with earnest money deposit. Took both those contracts to closing, closed it today, $7,000 profit. We turned a no deal into a $7,000 deal, and they're ecstatic. They were happy because guess what? I offered 180, and they got what? $43,000 more than my cash offer, and I was able to put it out there. Our company was able to make $7,000. They were able to get the transaction closed. They were ecstatic, right, on a beat up property that they wanted 250 for. And it was a win-win situation all the way over. The buyer's happy. He got it at his price. He wanted to pay for it. Everybody's happy all the way around. So this is an incredible strategy. Incredible. I'm telling you, this right here, my friends, will make you money. Because how many appointments do you go into when you go to a seller and you offer 180 and they go, there's no way I'm going to sell the property for that, right? And you go, oh, darn, right? And you walk away. Right? You got two alternate choices right now. Say, great. What would you sell the property for? They go 250. I just want to clarify with you, Mr. Seller. I want to make sure that's a net number to you. The actual cash that you're getting, and it's not including real estate commissions, closing costs, and fees or anything like that, because with us, you don't pay any of that. So I just want to know if that's your net number. Now, interestingly enough, I've said that to a seller and they go, oh no, 250 actually. I was thinking more, the net number is 230. I thought we had to sell it for 250 so I could net 230. And guess what? $20,000 comes right off the top just like that because you asked a simple clarifying question to make sure you're both on the same page. Now, once that's done, boom, now you can turn a no deal, a deal you're going to walk away from, into an actual transaction. So I've had them where they flipped to seller financing. And they go, oh yeah, I would be willing to seller finance. We don't need the cash right away. And it turns into seller financing and we can do a down payment arbitrage, what works phenomenal. And I've turned it where they wanted a number. We wrote it for their specific number they wanted and was able to get the deal done and work with them closely, communicate with them regularly on the offers coming in, and being able to get that transaction closed, and still the company making a $7,000 profit on a deal that 99% of the people will walk away with. So people ask me all the time, how are you able to walk into 10 appointments and walk away and get 8 contracts? There you go. If you give a seller what they want, and it actually makes sense, a cash transaction, you can do a seller financing transaction, or you can do what's called the option transaction, right? It's subject to finding a buyer. Guess what? It opens up so many different options and allows you to build a communication with a seller where you can get that transaction closed at a price that both you can make money, the buyer's happy, and the seller's happy. So I hope this helps. Apply it in your business. It will make you money, I promise, and you'll get more contracts signed. And that's the name of the game. So I hope this helps. Have an awesome day. God bless.